Hello there, thanks for joining me this Sunday. I'm Haylena Krishnamoorthy and these are the top stories. New Johor Exco lineup to be revealed within 14 days. 2 arrested for illegally searching cop car during Rantau by-election. And 4 shot in latest Melbourne violence. We begin 7Edition with this story. The new Johor Menteri Besar, Dr. Sahruddin Jamal, said the people will be his priority in carrying out his duties and responsibility as Menteri Besar. According to Dr. Sahruddin, at the same time, he will carry out a portfolio reshuffle in the state government's administration.
Saya akan cuba menggalas amanah yang diberikan kepada saya dengan sepenuh hati untuk memastikan kemajuan negeri Johor, dan yang penting sekarang ialah rakyat. Kita ingin memastikan rakyat negeri Johor dapat menikmati segala kemajuan ataupun pembangunan yang telah kita rancangkan.
He was speaking at a media conference at Johor's Parti Bersatu office in Kempas. Also present were Pakatan Harapan component party leaders and former Menteri Besar Dato' Osman Sapian. All Pakatan Harapan leaders present pledged to support Dr. Sahruddin as the 17th Johor Menteri Besar.
Memang apabila terjadi perubahan pucuk pimpinan, memang akan ada perubahan portfolio, di mana Dato' Man ada tim dia. Saya pun ada tim saya. Jadi saya akan memilih YB yang saya selesa bekerja dengan YB itu, dan untuk memastikan sekarang yang lebih penting ialah macam mana kita dapat membantu masyarakat untuk memastikan masyarakat dapat segala kemudahan apa yang telah kita rancangkan sebelum ini.
According to Dr. Sahruddin, he will submit the list of exco names to the Sultan of Johor, Sultan Ibrahim Almarhum Sultan Iskandar, in the near future. Earlier, Dr. Sahruddin Jamal was sworn in as the 17th Johor Menteri Besar before the Sultan of Johor, Sultan Ibrahim Almarhum Sultan Iskandar, at 9:30 a.m. today. According to Sultan Ibrahim's Facebook page, the Bukit Kapong Assemblyman received the letter of appointment and took his oath of office in the ceremony of the submission of the letter of appreciation and the declaration of the appointment of the Johor Menteri Besar at the ceremony held at Istana Bukit Serene. Also present were the Tunku Mahkota of Johor, Tunku Ismail Sultan Ibrahim, and Sultan Ibrahim's son-in-law, Datuk Dennis Muhammad Abdullah. Dr. Sahruddin, who was previously the state's Health, Environment and Agriculture Committee Chairman, replaces Datuk Osman Sapian, who resigned on April 8th. Sultan Ibrahim, in the meantime, said Dr. Sahruddin needs to prioritize the state's interests rather than self-interest and politics for the well-being of the people and the prosperity of the state's economy. In a statement today, Sultan Ibrahim said he hopes Dr. Sahruddin is able to carry out his responsibility with honesty, sincerity and trust while putting the interests of the state as his focus. The Sultan also advised the state government not to spend too much time talking about non-beneficial things besides slander and fabricating stories just to grab attention and confuse the people. According to Sultan Ibrahim, the Johor government has long been established where it has its own culture and way of administrating itself. He added those on the outside do not have to start talking about who has the power and how to administer the state. The Sultan also wants Dr. Sahruddin to focus on river pollution issues to ensure raw water source is always clean and able to last for a long time. PKR Vice President Zuraida Kamarudin has rubbished talks that Pakatan Harapan PH's defeat in the Rantau by-election was due to its choice of candidate. The Housing and Local Government Minister said the unfavourable outcome was a sign that the rakyat is still in shock over the change of government.
Start di Malaysia, kerajaan baru yang mengambil alih berdepan dengan banyak PRK. Yang ini adalah PRK yang ke-7 dan sedangkan ada ke-8. Pada saya, ianya adalah satu keadaan yang rakyat Malaysia dalam keadaan cultural shock. Pemindahan kuasa tak selesai lagi, ada PRK dan sebagainya. Jadi saya rasa ini adalah satu fenomena temporary. Kerana kita sebutlah we are in a politically cultural shock.
Speaking to reporters at an event in Ampang, Selangor, Zuraida expressed hope that the rakyat will soon realise the positive changes brought about by the new government in the country. At the same press conference, Zuraida revealed that the Fire and Rescue Department have found no evidence of negligence or violation of the standard operating procedures when 6 firefighters drowned at the Taman Putra Perdana mining pond last October. The minister said the tragedy was an unexpected incident. Citing the task force's report on the death of the firefighters, which was tabled at last Friday's cabinet meeting, Zuraida said although they complied with all the guidelines and training, the incident occurred due to various factors, including a lack of understanding of the dynamics of Low Head Dam. This was situated at an area of the pool between a river and a monsoon drain, so despite the low level of the dam, a person could drown if the currents were strong. The task force also cited confusion between the search and rescue personnel and those supervising the operation, as there was no single authority to instruct the officers conducting the operation. Zuraida said the government is looking into setting up a centralised body to coordinate such operations in the future. In the report, the task force also recommended that local authorities and government agencies implement preventive measures such as fencing and putting up warning signboards in low-head dam areas that may pose a risk to the public. In the incident on October 3rd, 6 firemen died while trying to rescue a teenager who fell into the mining pool. Moving on, over 190 million Indonesians are expected to vote this coming Wednesday in one of the biggest elections in the world. Meanwhile, overseas voting for over 2 million Indonesians took place today, with some 60,000 registered voters eligible to cast their votes in Malaysia. A total of 255 polling stations were opened from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. at 3 locations, including the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia in Kuala Lumpur. Thousands of Indonesians living in the capital crowded the embassy area from the start of the day to fulfill their responsibilities. The situation remained under control despite the fact that there were crowds of voters eager to support their candidates. The Royal Malaysian Police personnel were also deployed to help control traffic and on-site security. At the same time, some 3,000 registered Indonesian voters in Penang, Kedah and Perlis cast their votes today at the Republic's Consul General in Georgetown, Penang. Indonesians are also casting their votes in Johor Bahru, Kuching, Kota Kinabalu and Tawau. This year's presidential election sees Joko Widodo, fondly known as Jokowi, defending his position for the second term, with his new partner Maruf Amin, who is gunning for the vice presidency. The duo are up against former military chief Prabowo Subianto, who partners with former Deputy Governor of Jakarta, Sandiaga Uno. Meanwhile, Bukit Aman will work with Indonesian police Polri as part of a probe into the discovery of thousands of stray postal voting papers in Selangor last week. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun said investigations are already underway to determine the type of action that could assist Indonesian authorities. On Thursday, several videos went viral showing thousands of ballot papers inside plastic bags allegedly stored in warehouses. Two Indonesian citizens who suspected possible election misconduct reportedly lodged a police report following the discovery of the ballot papers. One of the viral videos shows two women in another premises punching holes in ballots, the standard method of marking candidates in a vote. Indonesia's General Elections Commission, KPU, has sent a team to Malaysia to probe the incident. In Johor, a 10-month-old baby died after the car she was travelling in with her family was involved in an accident in Johor Bahru early today. The baby was identified as Nur Aulia Inara Muhammad Nirzaudi Haikal. According to Johor Bahru South Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Shahurin Ain Jais, the baby's parents were seriously injured in the 1:15 a.m. incident. The baby, who was found in the baby seat in the front passenger seat of the Perdua car, sustained serious head and body injuries. Her sister, 2-year-old Nur Aulia Maisara, sustained injuries to her head. Their parents, Muhammad Nirzaudi Haikal Abdullah and Wan Nur Izzati Wan Muhammad Zafar, are being treated at the red zone of the Sultanah Aminah Hospital. Police probe revealed that a Mercedes coming from behind collided with the family's car, which was on its way to Taman Tampoi Utama from Stulang Laut. The 43-year-old Mercedes driver who escaped unhurt is being held to facilitate the probe. An investigation is carried out under the Road Transport Act. And police have detained two men for allegedly stopping and inspecting a police patrol car during the Rantau by-election yesterday. Negeri Sembilan Acting Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Mat Yusof said the duo were detained at about noon. The first suspect is a 52-year-old car salesman, while the other a 36-year-old lorry driver. Both are ordinary members of a political party. Police are still looking for three others believed to be involved in the incident. The incident occurred at about 6 p.m. in front of SJKC Chung Hua when the patrol car was facilitating traffic in the area. 5 men then stopped the vehicle and forced the 2 police officers inside to open the boot on suspicion of electoral fraud favouring another party. The video of the incident has since gone viral, with many online comments calling for stern action against the culprits. Preventing civil servants from performing their duties is a serious offence under Section 186 of the Penal Code. Those arrested can face up to 2 years imprisonment or a fine of up to 10,000 ringgit or both upon conviction.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is our procedure.
When we come back, can children imitate grown-ups any better? Details next. Thanks for staying with us. The Prime Minister said today that a good leader will put aside ego and rectify mistakes if it will benefit those he leads. Speaking at an open dialogue with youths at the Perdana Leadership Foundation in Putrajaya today, the Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said if a leader had no integrity and honesty, then the people would have a leader who was corrupt and untrustworthy.
One value you can do without is ego. Some are of the opinion that ego can be positive as it drives you to be competitive. That, to me, is more likely to be determination. Ego is about self and not those you lead. Ego tends to make us unable to see our mistakes or refusal to admit them. Then we will not be able to correct them if we do not acknowledge them. To my mind, a good leader will put aside his ego and rectify his mistake if he will benefit those whom he leads.
On youth development, he added the current leaders face a challenge to figure out what would be the best policies and programs that would prepare the youth for the future. The Premier further said there was a delicate balance in preparing those policies and programs, as adults might think they know what is best for the youth. He also noted that the government had taken a bold step when it decided to appoint a very young man to be the Youth and Sports Minister.
And hopefully
The federal government is optimistic that the Mega East Coast Railways ECRL project does not abandon Terengganu as there is no change in the range of its original plan. According to National Advisory Council Chairman Tun Daim Zainuddin, the people of Terengganu said the people of Terengganu need not fear about the matter. Tun Daim said it was only logical for the high-speed train to make several stops in Terengganu as it would be constructed on the tracks originally proposed in the earlier agreement with China.
Ada plan tak tengok?
Tak ada perubahan.
Stesen tapi yang untuk stesen penumpang betul?
Dia yang banyak penumpang. Lepas itu dia ada one is for cargo. And then there's joint penumpang dan cargo ada. Tengok stesen semua banyak report ni. Saya tak ingat semua. Tapi memang tak ada perubahan.
Tak ada perubahan, maintain.
Okey. Ada apa lagi?
Rakyat Terengganu tidak perlu besar.
Pasal apa pula nak besar?
Tun Daim Zainuddin was met after the Bicara Darul Iman program, the first series of discourse programs for invited guests and senior government officers with the country's influential figures. Also present was Terengganu Menteri Besar Dr. Ahmad Samsuri Mokhtar. When addressing the audience, Tun Daim added he was in Beijing to sign a new contract for the construction of the ECRL. He pointed out that one of the most significant concessions that Malaysia won from the Chinese side is that local participation in the construction of the ECRL will be increased to 50% of all works from the previous 30% of only civil works. Only 35 of 200,000 registered e-hailing drivers nationwide have brought their vehicles for inspection at the Computerized Vehicle Inspection Centre, Puspacom, since April 1st. Puspacom Chief Executive Officer Shukur Ismail said this could be due to the conditions set by e-hailing operators that the drivers need to apply for the Public Service Vehicle PSV license and take up the PSV training first before sending the vehicles for inspection. Shukur said that this was not necessary as the government had already waived the sequence order. He added drivers can come to Puspacom to do the inspection first and get the PSV license and training later.
Pemeriksaan kenderaan Puspacom telah bermula untuk e-hailing ini telah mula dimulakan pada 1 April yang lepas sehinggalah tarikh penguatkuasaan yang ditetapkan oleh kerajaan iaitu 12 Julai 2019 ini, dalam tempoh hampir kurang daripada 3 bulan sampai sekarang, dan kita untuk beri sedikit statistik setakat 1 April sampai 10 hari bulan April ni cuma walaupun telah diwar-warkan, walaupun telah diberitahu pada semua penggiat-penggiat ataupun e-hailing driver dan juga operators, jumlah kenderaan yang hadir seluruh Malaysia cuma 35 unit saja, kenderaan saja. 35 kenderaan untuk seluruh Malaysia.
Shukur was met at a media briefing session on the e-hailing vehicle inspection operation in Petaling Jaya, Selangor. He also assured that Puspacom had enough capacity to conduct e-hailing vehicle inspection nationwide. Hence, he advised e-hailing drivers not to send their vehicles for inspection at the 11th hour before the enforcement in July.
Yang penting sekarang adalah bergantung pada e-hailing punya pemandu dan juga operator untuk datang segera ke Puspacom untuk pemeriksaan, jangan tunggu sampai terlalu lewat sampai tarikh 12 Julai itu. Itu akan menyebabkan mungkin kesulitan untuk mereka sebab kemungkinan bila terlalu banyak datang pada penghujung tarikh itu akan menyebabkan kemungkinannya kesesakan dan akan melambatkan lagi proses untuk mereka.
In the meantime, drivers who have not attended the course or have a PSV license can undergo inspection at Puspacom first. Puspacom has 25 scheduled visit sites and a network of vehicle inspection centres covering 54 out of 56 permanent outlets and more than 30 mobile inspection vehicles for e-hailing vehicle inspection. Now let's hop on to our daily segment Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. Leave children on their own and they will show us grown-ups how to have a fun time even without the phones or video games we have come to rely on so much. Two little girls did just that in a viral video of them pretending to take selfies using a slipper. The video was uploaded by Min Phuong on Facebook and has since garnered nearly 250,000 shares. But here's a warning for you, cuteness overload. Take a look. In the video, the two girls can be seen enjoying themselves posing for the camera and mimicking something they might have seen their parents doing. This proves that we should definitely let our little ones have time to use their imagination to entertain themselves as well as their friends. Belian, Tawawo, Patawali and Doringin, these are among the unique plant species which can be found in the Imbak Canyon Conservation Area, ICCA, located in Tonggod, Sabah. In a bid to expand its offerings for the public and researchers alike, the ICCA, dubbed First Class Forest Reserve, has opened its very own Imbak Canyon Study Centre, which provides facilities for research, education, training as well as nature recreation. Built on a 27-hectare land, the ICSC, which costs 77 million ringgit, comprises various accommodation facilities such as a hostel, rest house, lodges and chalets. The centre, which was specially designed to accommodate natural lighting and ventilation, also features a convention hall and research laboratory.
Kita mempunyai beberapa research study yang lain seperti Danong Valley dengan Malo Basin yang bilang orang agak standard. So, desain yang kita terapkan di sini lebih kepada bercirikan tradisional dan ialah tumbuh-tumbuhan sekitar yang kita boleh terapkan.
The ICSC promises a wide range of breathtaking spots in the surrounding area. Among them is the Imbak Waterfall, which is conveniently located less than a mile away from the centre. This 6-metre waterfall may be as old as the hills, but it was only discovered by scientists barely 20 years ago. It features tea-coloured water, which is believed to be due to dissolved tannins leaching out from the plant growing in the area. Not too far away from the waterfall stands a gigantic tree of over 1,000 years old, dominates the lesser growths with its oppressive shade. With a height of about 76 meters, the Belian tree has a circumference that can be hugged by at least 6 adult humans. The tree is also known as the ironwood of Borneo due to its solid structure, which prevents it from decaying easily.
Yang kedatangan, orang tempatan orang kedatangan dibuat keranda. Kalau masih ada percayaan bahwa Belian ini di orang-orang kedatangan, orang-orang sungai terutamanya, contohnya keluarga itu adalah ada 6 orang, dia akan buatkan sedia keranda dan direndam dalam sungai. Itu kepercayaan orang.
To facilitate research carried out in the middle of the forest, a research station was set up around the Mount Cooley area. It also allows researchers and visitors to embark on hiking activities around the mountain, as well as the chance to experience the wonder of creation in the surrounding area.
Oh, amazing! Penat. Okay, hiking tu memang penat because we tak expect it will be this hard. Tapi berbaloi lah bila dah sampai that destination kan, rasa macam penat tu pun hilang.
It's a beautiful place, and being the classic city girl, this was really out of my element. But after hearing the popular Maya Falls, I really want to see it and experience for myself.
This is the Maya Waterfall. It was named after local celebrity and conservationist Maya Karin, who has played a significant role in creating awareness of the beauty of Imbak Canyon. Efforts to preserve this conservation area, which covers some 27,599 hectares, must continue so it can be enjoyed by many more generations to come. After the break, massive wedge tornado caught on cam. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, in the latest shooting tragedy, a manhunt is underway after a security guard was killed and 2 men are fighting for their lives in a drive-by shooting outside a popular Melbourne nightclub amid a spate of gun violence in Australia's second-largest city. An official said there was nothing to indicate that the shooting was part of a broader agenda. Police said 4 men, 3 security guards and a patron waiting to get in were shot outside the Love Machine Club early Sunday morning. The shots appeared to have been discharged from a car that was parked in the area, aimed into a crowd that was gathering outside the busy nightclub. 37-year-old security guard was taken to the hospital but died soon after, while a 28-year-old man was in critical condition. 2 others, aged 29 and 50, had non-life-threatening injuries. Police are probing whether a black Porsche SUV seen leaving the area and later found burned in another suburb was linked to the shooting. We've reached the end of 7Edition. Before we leave, let's take a look at the first ever live-action Pokemon adventure by Warner Bros. Pokemon Detective Pikachu, starring Ryan Reynolds as Detective Pikachu. The movie will hit Malaysian theatres in May. I'm Haylena Krishnamoorthy. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Good night.